Hey everybody. So yeah, I'm the host of The Breakdown, but I'm here more to talk about why I'm the host of The Breakdown. I am a middle-aged punk rocker. One of the things us middle-aged punk rockers are very doing is being very angry, very always. And one of the realities, and I think it's one of the big reasons why a lot of us are here today, is that this provincial government has given us a stunning amount to be angry about. I was trying to decide what I was going to talk about today. And one of the things that I realized was like, remember when we thought Jason Kenney was bad? Fundamentally though, I believe that leaders should aspire to inspire. And unfortunately, we have a provincial government that's having its strings pulled by people that are not trying to inspire, they're trying to instill fear. They're trying to make people afraid because they're trying to abuse the powerful thing that anger can be. And there's a lot to be angry about. I'm angry about the fact that David Parker is coming after our school boards and he's coming after our municipal governments. Are you angry about that? I'm angry about the fact that Danielle Smith has introduced a Sovereignty Act that is designed to separate us from this great country that Canada is. Are you angry about that? I'm angry about the fact that we now know that Danielle Smith spent $100 million of yours and my money on Tylenol when she knew it wasn't even going to arrive on time. Are you angry about that? I'm angry about the renewables ban. I'm angry about the fact that Danielle Smith not only multiple times claimed First Nations heritage without any information to back it up, but then she did so again in front of the treaty chiefs. Are you angry about that? I'm angry about the fact that Danielle Smith claimed that the unvaccinated were the most persecuted people that she's ever seen in her lifetime. Are you angry about that? I'm angry about the fact that this government enables anti-science, anti-expert, anti-intelligent advice, instead pandering to the absolute worst. We've seen that in Calgary Lougheed with the anti-trans event, and we've seen it coming up in Calgary Lougheed again with their anti-COVID, anti-science rally. Are you angry about that? I'm angry about the fact that the Premier of Alberta posed at last year's Stampede with somebody wearing a straight pride t-shirt, and I'm a middle-aged white guy who's straight. I'll tell you what I'm most angry about though. The worst thing somebody can do, in my mind, is punch down. That's the worst thing you can do, especially when you have a lot of power. When you abuse that power to punch down on an easy target, it is one of the worst things that you can absolutely do. And Danielle Smith is punching down on trans kids who are some of the most vulnerable kids in this province. We're talking about kids who have the highest suicide rates. We're talking about kids who have the highest rates of trafficking. And Danielle Smith has made them a target because David Parker and Take Back Alberta told her to do that. Are you angry about that? So what do we do with all this anger? I tell my kids, the thing that you can do with anger is you can use it as a fuel. You have to be careful with it, because if you get too invested in it, it can burn you up. But if you use it as a fuel, and we love to use fuel in Alberta, if you use it as a fuel, it can sustain you, even when things feel hopeless, even when things feel dark. If you've got that one little ember of rage that you can hold on to, that can keep you going. So do that with your anger. And what do? It'd be really easy for me to just stand up here and say, well, when I get angry, I'm a middle-aged white guy, so I host a podcast. But there's tangible things that you can do coming out of this event. This is a start. This cannot be the end. That's what David Parker's counting on. That's what Danielle Smith is counting on. You got to decide that you're going to talk to 3 people every week from now until, I was originally going to say May, but apparently I have to say October because we're changing how elections work in Alberta now. Talk to 3 people a week. Ask them to talk to 3 people a week. Let them know what you're angry about. And when they struggle with it, don't judge them. Don't shut them out. The purity tests have to stop because that's what alienates people. Bring people in, talk to them, and don't stop talking. One of the things we've explored on our show is privilege. And privilege is the ability to choose whether or not to fight. There are too many people in this province right now because of this government that do not have the choice as to whether or not they have to fight. So for those of us who do get the choice, now's the time.
Now, who's going to follow the breakdown? It's a very small program that's broken some very big stories. It's really worth